Take a look at this chart on gold that's going viral right now, which compares the growth of a dollar invested in gold versus the S&P 500 since January 2000. For those of you who've been living under a rock, let's hope it was a gold rock, because the shiny metal was up over 67% in 2025, compared with 16% for the S&P 500. With this recent outperformance by gold, people are starting to question whether investing in stocks still makes sense. During holiday parties, I was inundated with questions about investing in gold. It seems like we're in a new gold rush. As you can see, gold has outperformed the S&P 500, even including dividends, by nearly 2 times since 2000. After seeing something like this, it's easy to question, why would you ever own stocks? If a glittering rock can outperform productive businesses, what's the point of owning stocks at all? While this comparison is technically accurate, it's also quite misleading. In the year 2000, the starting point for this comparison, not only were US stocks in the midst of their largest bubble ever during the dot-com boom, but gold was still down over 50% from its highs from the late 1970s. By starting in the year 2000, you're comparing US stocks at their most expensive peak to gold near its cheapest. This is an inaccurate comparison. It's using data that sounds convincing when you're selling gold IRAs on radio ads, but the comparison is using cherry-picked data. Skeptical of my statement? I can similarly stack the deck against gold by changing the starting date of the performance comparison. If we go to January 2012, as gold reached new all-time highs, you would see that the S&P 500 outperformed gold by 2.7 times since then. So which is it? Is investing in gold a better bet than stocks? Or is the yellow metal bound to disappoint? Truthfully, it's a bit of both. Over long periods of time, US stocks tend to outperform gold. You can see this in the chart, which shows the growth of a dollar invested in the S&P 500 versus gold since 1990. That's a 4 times difference in returns over the last 35 years. The S&P has 4x gold. However, there's also periods of time where gold absolutely crushes the US stock market. The 1970s were one such period. During this decade, gold was up almost 1,400%. While US stocks only ended up 76%. Can you imagine not owning gold when this happened? It would have been one of the most FOMO-inducing moments in investment history. This is one of the reasons why gold remains popular as an asset class today. Though it usually underperforms, it has rare moments where it triumphs. And in these triumphs, it can be quite effective in a diversified portfolio. So what's happening with gold today? It's outperforming, yet US stocks aren't struggling. The investment environment is nothing like the 1970s or even the 2000s for that matter. So what's going on? I think it's because investors have a lot of anxiety around the stability of the US dollar, with soaring debt levels, an ongoing trade war, and the threat of continued inflation. These fears aren't unfounded either. The US deficit is tracking about the same as in 2024, and inflation has increased to about 2.9% last year. With the possible loss of purchasing power for the US dollar, investors are piling into assets that are typically thought to be inflation hedges, like gold and silver. And when I say piling in, I mean it. What's interesting is that demand isn't just coming from retail investors. It's coming from central banks too. Due to recent buying activity, foreign central banks now hold more gold than US treasuries for the first time since 1996. More importantly, gold is now the second largest global reserve asset after the US dollar. Here's the ironic part though. Investors are buying into gold partially as an inflation hedge, but it's never really been a great inflation hedge. Historically, every time inflation's been above 4%, the best assets to own were REITs or real estate investments and stocks, not gold. Take a look at this chart that shows asset class returns when inflation exceeded 4%. See what I mean about cherry-picked data? Isn't that crazy? Gold had a negative 1.4% real return during these inflationary periods. And during our most recent bout of inflation in 2022, gold was flat as well. Yes, gold did go up 33% from January 2020 to August 2020, but it didn't do much afterwards as inflation skyrocketed. Check out this chart, which shows the initial price increase followed by a longer whipsaw. While investors are certainly forward-looking, do you think they anticipated all of that inflation from 21 and 22 and they bid up gold's price accordingly by August of 2020? Call me skeptical. Either way, gold is rising because more people are buying than selling. Whether they're buying because of a weakening dollar, geopolitical uncertainty, possible future inflation, or some mix of these factors, That's up for debate. Is this confluence of factors pushing gold into bubble territory? I don't know. But I do know that historically, gold tends to move in fits and starts. It goes on great runs and then has decades with nothing to show for it. Not everyone can handle these lost decades. I know I don't want to, and that's why I don't invest in gold. If you still don't believe me, State Street did an analysis from 2005 to 2025, which found that adding a small gold allocation from 2 to 10% to a global multi-asset portfolio increased the return while decreasing volatility and the maximum drawdowns. So if you must invest in gold, keep it to a small percent of the portfolio, certainly less than 10%. As for me, I'm still avoiding it because I can't stand the decade-long droughts that it puts you through. Take a look at this chart. This shows you what gold did in the 1980s, and this shows what it did in the 90s. For 20 years, gold significantly lost money. And not just a little bit, but a lot. Meanwhile, owning shares of the world's greatest companies continued to compound and create wealth for people. That's 20 years of lost wealth for gold in the 80s and 90s. So in conclusion, I get it. If you're feeling the FOMO or you're feeling the itch and you want to buy gold, okay, fine, but make sure that it's just a small amount of your portfolio. Don't give in and don't succumb to the ads on TV and the ads on radio trying to sell you gold bars or gold coins or gold bullion. The reality is the most effective way to use gold is as a diversifier. In fact, we might look at it as just another part of the commodity asset class. Again, 2% to 10%. And full disclosure, clients of ours have no exposure to gold and no exposure to commodities. Again, because it puts you on these long time periods of not making any money. And most people just can't put up with that. So are you still a gold believer or have I convinced you otherwise? Leave your comments below. I'm really curious to see. And for something great on global diversification, check this out.